Hi guys. Last week we started brainstorming some amazing ideas that we were experts on and things that we could teach our readers about that expert topic. So my example was dogs, and I could teach you about the different kinds of dogs. I could teach you about different kinds of foods that they eat and different toys that they play with, all the different things. So now I want you to take and think about 3 chapters. You can do more, but I want us to try and focus on at least 3 chapters for our book that we're creating, our nonfiction book. Okay. And so, like, your first chapter will be your introduction. That's where you're going to tell me what we're learning about. Your second chapter is going to be something you can teach me about your topic. Your third chapter is also going to be something different you can teach me about your topic. Okay. And then your next chapter is going to be about a third thing you can teach me about your topic. And your last chapter will be your conclusion or your ending of your story. Okay. So I want you to take some time to come up with your table of contents. Okay. And then I want to talk to you about some text structures also that you'll need in your writing. And guys, we're going to talk about this more in our mini lesson together. Um, but I just wanted to briefly go over some of the different ways you can structure your writing. I'm going to show you many different ways, and we're going to talk about many different ways this week. But just know that you need to have at least 2 of these in your writing, for your writing. And guys, I'm going to split this up kind of like social studies. I'm going to talk about each text structure, and then you can pause the video and come back and continue watching tomorrow and the next days. Okay. So the first one I want to talk about is cause and effect. We also talked about cause and effect in social studies. Remember that because if you do something, it will cause something else, it will affect something else to happen. So, for example, if I'm talking about, taking care of dogs, or, just teaching you about dogs, I could say something like, um, if you feed your dog too much in the morning, then you might have an accident um, when you get home from school. And really, what I'm telling you is that, you know, your dog might not be able to handle eating so much in the day and then not being able to go outside during the day while you're at school. Okay. Another one could be if you give your dog dental chew sticks, I'll just say like greenies, then your dog will have healthy teeth. Okay, so many different ways you can look at cause and effect. Okay, if you're doing something like baking, then you could say something like, if you add too many ingredients, like too many eggs, then you might have like a gooey cake or something. Where if you, don't put the right ingredients, then your um, cake might not taste good. Okay, so your first one is cause and effect, and you're really thinking about, if I do this, what is the consequence going to be? Okay. All right, and then you have problems and solutions, okay? So to look at this one, I could say, my problem could be my dog has bad breath. But my solution could be give your dog a dental chew every day. Okay, so I just showed you this dental chew example for cause and effect and for problem and solution. Another problem you might have is I'm thinking about for my dog story. Another problem you might have for your dog story is, you know, that your dog, it's hard to train your dog. Well, with some treats, I'm going to say with some treats and patience, because it's not just going to happen overnight. With some treats and patience, um, your dog will start obeying. Okay. All right. So that's another structure you can set up for your writing is problem and solution. So just think about some problems you might have in your baking. Um, so like for example, for baking, if you don't make enough baked goods for the event, then you'll just have to make some more or something along those lines. Okay, comparing and contrasting. So I have a chapter about different types of dogs. Okay, so I could compare and contrast schnauzers, which is what Gary is, and I can compare Schnauzer, really Schnauzers and any other dog. So I could compare Schnauzers and pugs. I could compare different foods. I could compare food one and food two. Okay, different foods that they can eat. I can go back to those dental chews and compare dental chew one, and obviously I'm going to name these as I'm typing, but like just getting these ideas out loud or out of my head, I could just write down really quick what I'm thinking. Okay. Um, Now I could have a whole chapter on pros and cons of having a dog, right? So pro would be, you have a built in best friend. A con would be they take a lot of work and patience to train. Okay. Another pro would be, um, you know, they make you feel better when you're sad or sick. Um, Another con would be sometimes they're messy. Okay. Like if they destroy toys, they could be messy. If we go back to our top example about um, them eating too much during the day, maybe they leave a mess for you when you get home. Sometimes they chew things they're not supposed to, so that could be a con all in itself. So you can weigh out some pros and cons to your topic. So, um, if you're doing a sport of some sort, you could say something like a pro is, getting better and winning games, and that you're part of a team, and it feels good to be part of a team and whenever it feels good to win. Some of your cons might be sometimes you lose. Your con might also be maybe you practice too much. But then you'd have that con of getting better or that pro of getting better. So you just kind of have to weigh your pros and cons. Okay. So this is another way you can organize your writing. All right, the last way you can organize your writing, and this is actually one of my favorites, is we call it boxes and bullets. And it would look a little bit different in person, but I wanted to make sure I gave plenty of detail on this structure so that you knew what to write where. Okay, so if like I had a whole chapter on different types of dogs, that's what my whole chapter is going to be about. Now I'm going to break this down even further and think about, okay, what is a detail on my topic? So I might tell you about schnauzers. I might tell you about pugs. And I might also tell you about, um, I might tell you about German shepherds. Okay. So this is what that's all you would write, and you could start telling me different things about the animal, or like about the different bullets. So I could, if I'm talking about maybe their features, I could tell you that there are three different sizes of schnauzers. And then whenever I'm in this chapter, I'm going to tell you about the three different sizes. I could also tell you that when groomed, schnauzers have neat. I won't say neat because that's more of an opinion. I'll say schnauzers have a beard, bushy eyebrows, and a skirt. Okay, and I'll tell you more about that in my chapter, just so you know. Okay, pugs are smaller dogs. They have a smushed face. And I could tell you more about them. And then in my chapter, also, I could tell you about shepherds and how shepherds are big dogs that are very obedient, meaning they, obey, or they follow instructions. If you're talking about like a sport, you could tell me, like here, you could tell me different positions in your sport. And like if you're talking about soccer, you could tell me about like offense, defense, and or even break it down further and tell me, there's a goalie, and there's I'm not an expert at soccer, but there's also like someone that defends the goalie but isn't in the goalie, like they're out in the field. But then you also have the people that are kicking that ball and trying to get a score. So and then baking, I might tell you about, one chapter about different kinds of baked goods. So my topic one, or my whole topic on the chapter would be about baked goods, and then I could tell you a detail about cupcakes, and then my other detail could be about cakes. My other detail could be about like tarts. So there's many different ways you can organize your writing, and that's exactly what structures are there for, to organize your writing. Many ways to organize your writing. And I want you to think about two different structures that you could use to organize your story. Okay, and so this is uploaded in your Canvas, and you can either print, or you see a lot of these, you could just do a T chart in your notebook, and that's completely fine. Okay, so if you have any questions, please pop into one of my Zooms and let me know. Bye, guys. Have a great day.